Hello everybody, this is Jeff Sutherland and welcome to another edition of Jeff Star Talk Show. We're on the air, so tell a friend. We're here on location at the Old Sunset Theater on Lodi Avenue for our 10th anniversary show. We're right here in front of the old marquee of the Old Sunset Theater on Lodi Avenue. And many of the actors and actresses that you'll see tonight, their films were shown here one time or another right here at the Old Sunset on Lodi Avenue. Scheduled film clips that you'll see: Burt Reynolds, Dennis Weaver, Ruth Buzzy, Mark Lawrence, Earl Bellamy, and the lovely Denise Brown, who was the sister of Nicole Brown, who was murdered back in 1993, and much more. So don't go away, we have a lot of exciting stuff just for you. Hello everybody, Jeff Sutherland, 14th Annual Golden Boot Award, and my next guest, of course, the legendary Burt Reynolds. Burt, thank you for coming on, buddy.
Well, thank you.
How many of these have you been to, Burt?
Well, let's see, I've been waiting to see you for 14 years. Just standing over there.
Yeah.
I've been to almost all of them, just about every one of them.
Yeah, it took you about 3.5 years to get over here.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. You haven't aged, though. You're looking great.
Well, I'm trying. That's a lot.
How many of these that you ever won an award? You ever won any awards? You were here giving the award to Clint Eastwood, right?
Yes, I gave it to Clint and Hal Needham, and I won one year, too.
Okay, and then a movie you got out right now is what?
There's a film out now, I think it's called Striptease. I can't remember the girl's name that's in it, but she's very sexy.
More or something, isn't it?
More, yeah, More. More's a good name for her.
Yeah, it is. More. More. Now you have another one coming out after this, right? You have another movie coming out?
Yeah, a film called Raven, and I'm doing a film in 2 weeks with Sinbad.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that.
And when are these coming out, these films?
Hopefully this summer or early winter.
I won't take any more of your time. Burt Reynolds, God bless you. Thank you,
God bless
buddy.
you. Thank you.
Well, tell me, I mean, you directed how many films in your great
the television shows, I did about 2,000.
2,000 movies and television shows. Oh, my God. I know this is a question that you probably hear all the time. Do you have any favorites?
What, in TV?
Yeah, let's start with TV.
Well, there was a series called Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart, yeah, of course, with Robert Wagner and Stephanie Powers.
That's right, and it was a favorite of mine. I did a great many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I liked the Westerns that I did, definitely the Westerns that I did, because you have a lot of fun, you have good crews, and you have a lot of action going.
Okay, now let's talk about Western films. Do you have any favorite Western films on the set?
Well, yeah, God, Jeff, out of all of those that I did, Doc Holliday with Jim Griffith, and just down the line, I had so many, a lot of Lone Rangers.
Clayton Moore, Lone Ranger.
Clayton Moore, Lone Ranger, right.
You know what? He was a fine gentleman. We've seen him at the Golden Boot Awards, I believe it was 3-4 years ago. And he came and got up, did his speech, the Lone Ranger speech. And he was so good. And we miss him so much, Clayton Moore.
Likewise.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend.
I mean, 2,000, that's a fantastic.
It's a favorite of mine, I'm telling you. When I was growing up, I saw all of those films and just every Saturday went to the movies and ate my pretzels and watched those cowboys and loved every minute of them.
Well, you know that you're a director, you're a legend in Westerns and television. You know that, don't you?
No, but I do now.
We were big stars, and we were so big, I think I am going to leave, okay?
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you, Ruth Buzzy. Ruth Buzzy, everybody. All right. And Ruth Buzzy has been a wonderful guest. She's been very cooperative throughout the whole show, and we're definitely going to have her back. So on the future shows, we will be back after this time out. Thank you, Ruth. Gunsmoke debuted in 1955, and of course the legendary John Wayne did the introduction to it and all that. And you worked how many years on Gunsmoke originally?
9
years.
9 years, yep.
And then you had the Dennis Weaver show. I remember that. I recall that. And then of course you went on and did the great McCloud, and that had to be a lot of fun for you.
Oh, McCloud was a dream part for me. Are you kidding?
You were it. You were McCloud.
I got to romance the women. And
See?
the show was on my shoulders, and I loved it.
Now, how many years on the network for McCloud?
7.
7 years.
Yep.
Great hit series. And then, of course, I know the beautiful mini-series, which I'm a big favorite of, Centennial. And you did a tremendous job in that.
R.J. Poteet.
Yeah, who could forget that?
Yeah. So I
Cattle Drive.
Yeah, I brought the Longhorns from Texas to Colorado, and I just loved that character. I love that
name.
R.J. Poteet. I like to say it.
I remember a hit movie that was, a movie that became popular as it went on. It was Duel, where this truck driver just tried to run Dennis Weaver off the road all through this movie. Great movie.
That's a classic. Absolutely has become a cult film, you know.
And this guy wouldn't leave you alone, Dennis. What was
No, you know, they never have stopped playing that on television. I think it's the most played movie for television has ever made.
And it was realistic, too. All the drama.
Oh, yeah.
Here you are, and this truck is after you. You couldn't understand it, and it was real realistic.
Do you know the young kid that directed that?
No.
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, no.
23 years old. That's his first major
You've come
film.
a long way, baby. Right?
Yeah.
That came out in the 70s, right?
Well, I gave him a good start, gave him a real good push.
You broke him in.
Yeah. 1971, I think it was.
Do you have any favorite motion pictures that you've done?
Well, you talked about Centennial, of course, but I just finished one that I really enjoyed. Well, it was premiered in January, the remake of The Virginian.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
And I just finished another classic, which they're going to be showing a couple of nights away, going to premiere it, High Noon.
Oh, who's in that?
I read that in the TV guide. That is correct.
I knew, Tom Skerritt plays the old Gary Cooper part, and I play the old Lon Chaney Jr. part.
How great.
Yeah.
Dennis, continue making them because we need Westerns more now than ever before. They don't make enough, and with Dennis Weaver in there pitching, hey, we got a chance.
They're coming back.
Yeah, talk about pitching, I do that Encore's Westerns channel. I host that.
Really?
Been doing that for 4 years, introducing all of the old Westerns and
Great.
all of the classics, and way back to Gene Autry and Roy Rogers.
And Crash Corrigan.
Crash Corrigan.
Could I ask you, Dennis?
The Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Yes, John Wayne was his partner.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorites that you looked up to as a kid growing up?
Oh, yeah, Jimmy Stewart and Henry Fonda and John Wayne and all those guys, I looked up to.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Do you see Jim Arnaz much anymore?
Talk to him quite a bit.
Good. How's he doing?
Well, his voice is real good, as it always was, and he's feeling real good.
I want to thank you for coming on my show, and
thank you.
You're a legend, sir, and thank you, and God bless you.
I appreciate it.
Dennis Weaver, everybody.
We finally made it, though, and I got my interview with Mr. Roach, and he liked me, so they signed me to a contract with our gang.
And you started now, the way I understand it, you started with the Our Gang comedy as a good little kid.
Yeah, my name was Tommy.
Tommy, right.
I was just one of the kids that ran around with the gang, and I sang the song in Mush and Milk.
That's true.
And they remember that part anyway.
And then also you had the shaggy, really a lot of shaggy hair.
Yeah, shaggy hair and a pork pie hat.
That's right. And then all of a sudden when I guess Alfalfa came into the group, you became more or less a villain.
Well, the story on that is that I stayed with the gang for a year as Tommy, and for reasons unbeknownst to me, they dropped my contract, let me go. I was gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And 3 years later, I got a call from my agent. He said, they want you over at Hal Roach Studios. So I went in, and Mr. Roach says, how'd you like to play the tough kid, the new kid on the block?
That's
named
how that
Butch.
came about. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, sure, that's fine. So that's how I got started again.
So they called you back after 3 years.
Yeah, they did. And I guess I'm the only kid that ever worked in the R Gang that played two different roles.
That's true. That's true. And then we lost. Now we're here at the Beverly Garland Hotel, and we just lost Spanky McFarland a couple of years ago. Now, how close was you with Spanky?
Spanky was a dear guy. He was wonderful. We went on personal appearances together. I hadn't seen him for years until the 1980 convention in Los Angeles, which is our gang reunion.
Yes.
I saw him there for the first time in 30 years, and it was really a traumatic experience for me because I love Spanky. All the kids loved each other, really.
Yes.
And he was just a good friend all the way through to the end. As a matter of fact, about a week before he passed away, we were booked to do a thing in Vegas.
Was that right?
The two of us, yeah.
Oh, man.
And he passed away, and his wife came in and signed his pictures. But it was so sad. And, of course, nobody expected anything to happen to him.
No, that's no. And you also was in one of my favorite comedy films, Blockheads, with a great late comedy team of Stan Laurel and Oliver Harding. How was that?
You know, it was wonderful to work with those guys. They were so... well, ingenious is what and Stan Laurel was the brains of the outfit.
Yes, I understand.
He's the one that thought up all the routines and everything that we did, and I was very proud that I was able to work with Laurel and Hardy, and I also worked with Charlie Chase, who was on the lot.
Yes, I know. I've heard of Charlie.
And Thelma Todd and Patsy Kelly. And I guess I was one of the only kids in the gang that got to work with all the rest of these folks that were with Hal Roach.
Wow. Well, that's because you were talented.
Well, I mean, the other kids were talented too.